Blessings, blessings. Mm. Don't mind me and my meal. You know, I've been taking in something that there's a lot of us that have so much influence and have the ability to reach the masses, and it's funny. It's actually kind of sad in a way too, but it's more of a comedy to me that us that have the ones that have so much influence over others and get them to follow them, they spread so much confusion. You know, they spread so much confusion and division to the point where people follow up after them. Majority of the people, because majority of people are followers. And it's just sad. Like, you know, especially when it comes to women and men, it's like men will be, you know, talking about women in a certain way. Not all men, but there's a group of men that talk about women like, you know, like they ain't shit. Now on the other side, there's a bunch of women that talk about men like they ain't shit. When at the end of the day, there's just messed up people and there's people that move more healthy, you know? Maybe majority of people have a lot of unhealthy habits because, you know, that's what society pushes on us. You know, society pushes all of these unhealthy habits and these distractions and these illusions, and most people fall into them, you know? Let it control their life and their relationships and connections with people, to the point where it's like a virus that spreads from one person to the next. And it's really sad because, you know, it could be a better world out here if people got over themselves, you know, weren't so caught up in themselves, you know, and so selfish that they can't really see the full picture, the reality, you know, and actually what could be, you know. None of us have to accept the way this world is, but as long as we feed into these painful thoughts that we create for ourselves and then spread them to other people, then it's like most of us have to kind of like go through these things with other people and have to be more careful about who we deal with. Because when a woman that has so much influence over other women comes and says, oh, you know, men are bad and men are fucked up and men do this and men do that, it makes other women hop on board with her and spread the same kind of stuff. And when in reality, all men aren't like that. And it's vice versa. All women aren't like that, you know? There's some women that actually want a healthy, not even just healthy, just a like-minded relationship where both of you are aligned with each other and can actually like see the beauty within one another and accept each other for not only the good things, but the bad things, you know? Not only just what you're capable of bringing to the relationship that's beneficial, but also the flaws, you know? And actually helping each other work on those kind of things instead of, you know, adding fuel to the fire, if that makes any sense. But the reason why people do that It's because they've given up on that to the point where they'd rather be alone. And nothing's wrong with that. Actually, being alone is usually the safest way, the safest route to go. But at the same time, I definitely believe, these are just my thoughts, that you can be an individual that's independent, healthy, know yourself, and still have relationships with people, still have connections with people, even close connections, where somebody might not even be on the same level as you. But as long as you set healthy boundaries, then it won't drag you down or drain your energy. Of course, if something's not vibing with you and it's making you feel terrible, making you feel pain, then and you can't deal with it, and you move away from it. Simple as that. But I wouldn't spread something to bring down other people to that level, to where, people maybe had an idea that all people weren't like this, all people aren't poisonous, toxic people, which I don't believe they are, For the most part, it just is what it is. And, people have things that they need to work on within themselves. Due to society, due to this world, that we live in. At the end of the day, none of us, the people, created all this, created the system, But at the end of the day, I wouldn't put blame on them either, Because they're probably just trying to find the best way of keeping things in a controlled, organized way. But at the same time, I believe all of us should have the right to our own choice, should have the right to our own freedoms. We think when we come to places like America, the land of the free, we think we're actually free when we're actually not, because everything is like, there's so much brainwashing involved that how can you be free if you're just fully brainwashed and you don't know the reality, like you don't know the truth to things and the reality to things. Like there's so many vices that keep us in a state of sleep, But I'm just speaking up for connections between women and men in general, because I feel like over time it's become so poisonous and so divided to the point that we're fighting each other, when really naturally it's not supposed to be like this. Naturally, by God's hand, it ain't really supposed to be like this, yet here we are, right? Here we are. Fighting against one another, trying to be the one that's most right. For what? What is the gain out of this? What's the gain out of this? Like, at the end of the day, I just see it more going up in flames, instead of us coming to a more positive, solution to how, giving people sort of like a hope to actually be able to work with each other, because we came into the world to kind of work together still, believe it or not. Yeah, we came in alone and we're leaving alone. But we definitely, a man and a woman, we're not put here to just, work by themselves and fight against each other. No, definitely not. That's not the natural way. And that's why when I look at society today, it's just like a bunch of backward BS still. And it's a lot of people that have the most influence that jump right on this backwards confusion, which is like, it's sad, you know. And I understand due to their pains, that might be why they do it, due to what they went through. But you know, we've all went through the same kind of stuff, like, for the most part. You know, some of us been spoon fed, but I mean, we've all either experienced the same kind of things, or we can at least understand another's point of view. Which nothing is wrong from for that person's point of view. I wouldn't take anything away from them, you know. I understand where it's coming from, but it's coming from a painful, you know, a place where they haven't forgiven men, or, you know, it might be the other way around, where a man feels like they can't forgive women, you know, for some of the stuff that they do. When in nature, we're really supposed to be coming together. Yet we constantly been fighting against each other. At the end of the day, you're gonna have people in the world that are just really hurt, got a lot going on within them that needs healing, and you know, can bring down other people. But I think if we more work together and, you know, support each other, then all of us can start finding some healing, you know, each and every one of us, instead of spreading poison. And to who prefers the poison can deal with the poisonous people. Like, you know, poisonous people usually stick together, right? But anyways, just some words to think on. Hope everybody's having a blessed day.